Welcome back. In the third video of TOEFL ITP Grammar Practice Test 1, Key and Explanations, we explored questions 16 through 20 together. Now, in this fourth video, we continue our journey. We'll look at questions 21 through 25 with fresh examples, gentle corrections, and joyful grammar tips.
Question 21. The Royal Palace of Cambodia is one of the most important landmarks in a country. Let's start with part A, the, before Royal Palace. This one's perfect. We always use the before official buildings, palaces, and monuments. It's not just any palace, it's the Royal Palace of Cambodia. That's a formal, specific name, so the is exactly what we need. Grammar tip. Use the before names of official places, like the White House, the Grand Temple, the Royal Palace. No error in part A. Now, part B, the most. This is a superlative phrase, and it's used correctly here. We're saying it's one of the most important landmarks. Not just important, but among the top. That's how we show highest degree. Brain tip, grammar tip, use the most plus adjective to show the strongest level. Examples, the most sacred scroll, the most respected monk, the most beautiful chant. No error in part B. Next up, part C, landmarks. This word is plural and it fits the structure. We're saying one of the most important landmarks. So yes, plural is correct. We're talking about multiple landmarks, and this one is among them. So yes, landmarks is correct. Grammar tip. Use plural nouns after one of the most. Examples. One of the most famous temples. One of the most powerful empires. One of the most visited sites. No error in part C. And finally, part D, A, before country. Here's the hiccup. The sentence says, landmarks in a country. But wait, we're talking about Cambodia, a specific country. So we need to say, landmarks in the country. Grammar tip, use the when referring to a specific country, place, or group already mentioned. Examples. The traditions of the country, the temples in the region, the scrolls of the kingdom. Final verdict, error in part D. Fix, change A to the. Corrected sentence, the Royal Palace of Cambodia is one of the most important landmarks in the country.
Question 22. Located along Russian Boulevard, Chipmunk Plaza offers a modern and comfortable space for shopping, dining, and entertaining. Underlined parts. A. Located. B. Offers. C. Space. D. Entertaining. Let's start with part A. Located. This one's perfectly fine. The sentence starts with a past participle, located. That works well because the subject, Chipmunk Plaza, comes right after it. So, located along Russian Boulevard, Chipmunk Plaza is a smooth, grammatically correct introduction. Grammar tip. Start a sentence with a past participle if the subject follows shortly after. Examples. Blessed with ancient wisdom, she, situated in the heart of the city, the temple, built centuries ago, the scrolls. So, there is no error in part A. Now, part B, offers. Here's the switch. Chipmunk Plaza offers a modern and comfortable space for shopping, dining, and entertaining. And yes, this works. The subject is Chipmunk Plaza, which is singular, so we use offers, not offer. The verb tense is present simple, describing a general truth or fact. Grammar tip. Use subject, singular, plus S verb in the present simple tense. It's the standard pattern. Examples. The temple grants peace. Tradition shapes culture. He teaches chanting. So, no error in Part B. Now, Part C, space. This is where we pause. The sentence says, offers a modern and comfortable space for shopping, dining, and entertaining. Space is fine grammatically, but the problem is actually in the next word, entertaining. So Part C isn't the word that needs changing, but it's the location of the error. We need to change entertaining to entertainment. Grammar tip. When listing nouns after for, keep the form consistent. Here we have for shopping, gerund, for dining, gerund, for entertaining, gerund, but it sounds off here. Better to say for shopping, dining, and entertainment. Bonus tip. Use for plus noun or for plus gerund consistently in lists. Examples: a space for meditation, chanting, and reflection. A scroll for learning, reciting, and sharing. A plaza for shopping, dining, and entertainment. Error in Part C, due to the word that follows. Fix, change entertaining to entertainment. Final verdict. Error in Part D, marked by Part C. Fix, use entertainment instead of entertaining. Corrected sentence. Located along Russian Boulevard, Chipmunk Plaza offers a modern and comfortable space for shopping, dining, and entertaining.
Question 23. Although it is called the Olympic Stadium, but it has never hosted the Olympic Games. Underlined parts. A is called. B, but. C, never. D, the. Let's begin with part A, is called. This part is fine. We're saying it is called the Olympic Stadium, and that's a standard passive construction. The subject it is singular, so we use is. No problem here. Grammar tip. Use is plus past participle to describe names or titles. For example, it is named after a king. It is called the Grand Temple. It is known for its history. So there is no error in Part A. Now Part B, but. Here's the hiccup. The sentence starts with although, which already shows contrast. So we don't need but later in the sentence. Using both although and but together is incorrect. They cancel each other out. Grammar tip. Use either although plus clause, comma, clause. Although it is old, it still stands. Or clause but clause. It is old, but it still stands. So the error is in Part B, but needs to be removed. Next up, Part C, never. This part is good. Never is an adverb, and it's placed correctly before the verb hosted. We're saying, it has never hosted the Olympic Games. That's a clear, correct structure. Grammar tip. Place adverbs like never, always, or often before the main verb in perfect tenses. For example, she has never missed a chant. They have always respected tradition. There is no error in Part C. Finally, Part D, the. We say, the Olympic Games. That's correct. We use the before names of official events, especially global ones like the Olympics. Grammar tip. Use the before names of major events, organizations, and historical references. For example, the Olympic Games, the United Nations, the Khmer Empire. So there is no error in Part D. Corrected sentence. Although it is called the Olympic Stadium, it has never hosted the Olympic Games.
Question 24. This MacBook Pro is the absolute top-of-the-line model available. It is an immense, powerful machine designed for the most demanding creative professionals in the world. Underlined parts. A. An. B. Immense. C. Designed. D. Professionals. Let's start with part A. An. This article is spot on. We say, it is an, and then the next word starts with a vowel sound. Immense. A becomes an before words starting with vowel sounds, not just letters. So yes, an is the right choice here. Grammar tip. Use an before words beginning with vowel sounds. Examples: an apple, an hour, an honest person. So there is no error in part A. Now part B, immense. Here's where we pause. The phrase says, an immense powerful machine. But wait, we need immensely. Why? Because we're describing how powerful the machine is. Powerful is an adjective, and we need an adverb to modify it. So, immensely powerful is the correct pairing. Grammar tip. Use adverb plus adjective or adverb plus past participle to describe degree, intensity, or quality. Here are 5 examples your students can learn from. 1. A beautifully decorated temple. 2. An enormously impactful chant. 3. A highly ranked scroll. 4. A notably blessed monk. 5. A deeply respected teacher. So, part B is the error. We need to change immense to immensely. Now, part C, designed. This part flows beautifully. Designed is a past participle, and it's used correctly here. We're saying the machine was crafted specifically for a purpose. Grammar tip. Use designed for or built for to show special purpose. Examples: designed for meditation, built for learning, created for merit. Part C has no error. Finally, Part D, professionals. This word fits perfectly. We're talking about multiple creatives, not just one. So, professionals, plural, matches the meaning and structure. Grammar tip. Nouns after superlatives are usually plural. Examples: the most impactful ceremonies, the most powerful rituals, the most ancient scrolls. There is no mistake in Part D. Corrected sentence: this MacBook Pro is the absolute top-of-the-line model available. It is an immensely powerful machine designed for the most demanding creative professionals in the world.
Question 25. Espinosa and his colleagues focused on TRAPPIST-1e, a fourth planet from the star in the system, in a study published last week in the astrophysical journal Letters. Underlined parts. A. His. B. On. C. A. D. Published. Let's start with part A. His. This one's solid. His colleagues shows possession. Espinosa is part of a team, and his tells us they're connected. No issue here. Grammar tip. Use possessive adjectives like his, her, their, our to show ownership or relationship. For examples, her scrolls were blessed. Their temple was restored. Our students are chanting. So there is no error in part A. Now part B, on. We say focused on TRAPPIST-1e. That's a common and correct verb-preposition pairing. Focus on is the standard form when talking about attention or study. Grammar tip. Use focus on when describing the subject of research or attention. For examples, they focused on grammar. We focused on merit sharing. She focused on pronunciation. So there is no error in Part B. Next up, Part C. A. Here's the hiccup. The sentence says, a fourth planet from the star in the system. But wait, when we use ordinal numbers like first, second, third, fourth, we need the. So it should be the fourth planet from the star in the system. Grammar tip. Use the plus ordinal number plus noun when referring to position or order. For examples, the first monk in line, the second scroll on the shelf, the fourth planet in the system. But don't use the with cardinal numbers like 1, 2, 3. For examples, room 1 is empty, scroll 2 is missing, student 3 is absent. So Part C is the error. We need to change A to the. Finally, Part D, published. This part flows beautifully. Published last week is a clear, correct past participle used in passive voice. It tells us when the study appeared. Grammar tip. Use past participles like published, written, designed to describe completed actions. For examples, the scroll was written in Pali. The chant was composed by elders. The study was published last week. So there is no error in Part D. Corrected sentence. Espinoza and his colleagues focused on TRAPPIST-1e, the fourth planet from the star in the system, in a study published last week in the Astrophysical Journal Letters.